First of all, congratulations on your commitment.
I appreciate it.
Vanderbilt was the first SEC school to get on you, the first Division I school to get on you, and made you an offer. And I know you've done some other visits, but Vanderbilt has shown you, the words you told me the other day, where they've shown you love, and that's continued since day one, hasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Dennis Weaver, Josh Peterson talking to Alontae Taylor here on the Friday Night Thunder pregame show.
Talk a little bit about some of the things, Alontae, that they do that you like. I mean, when you're talking about getting into some SEC teams, you're talking about a lot of people on the same playing field. A lot of places have good facilities. A lot of places have good systems and can win games and put you on a big stage on TV, and a lot of things that can happen. What makes Vanderbilt stand out amongst some of the other folks that are looking at you?
Mainly, they're the underdogs, so they're a big SEC school, but people doubt them a lot. And one thing about Coach Mason is that he tells them that it doesn't matter their size or anything, just go out and compete each week.
Alontae, I know that the education has got to be big for you, and the looking at going to a powerhouse academic school like Vanderbilt. Does that give you any pause for concern?
Yes, sir, it does. I mean, the education is the biggest thing. It's not always about football. And with Vanderbilt offering me, the first thing I told Coach was I looked at their physical therapy program, and that's what I want to major in. So, and they have a pretty good one.
And what you're playing, quarterback right now in high school. What have they talked? Have they talked to you at all? It's still pretty early in the process, but have they talked to you about their plans for an athlete of your stature? What they would do with you up there at Vanderbilt?
Well, they've just really talked about putting me where they need me most. And I was talking to Coach Mason, and I was just telling them that wherever they put me, I'll give my 100% for them but highly recruited guys, either a receiver or a DB.
Now, I know that the coach that's recruiting you directly is the secondaries coach, right?
Yes, sir, it
is. You got to believe he's going to be pecker. He's just going to be pestering you and the head coach about getting you on the defensive side of the ball, right?
Yes, sir.
Verbal commitments, a lot of people, most people listening to this show, I would imagine, understand, but verbal commitments are what they are. They're verbal commitments you can't sign until around February of your senior year. So still got a little bit of time, and I've seen your comments on this already, but elaborate for the folks listening today. I mean, how solid is that verbal for you? Is that a hard verbal?
Well, I mean, it's not very hard, but it's a lot of commitment toward it. I mean, there's no decommit coming anytime soon. Right. Well, as far as now, that's where I'm going, but I wouldn't say it's 100%. I'd put it around 89 to 90%.
And of course, you're a sophomore. I mean, a lot can change in a whole lot of time. I mean, they could change every head coach in the SEC between now and the time that you're ready to sign, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, one thing that we talked about when we were together this week is being at a school or being in a situation where if the coach wasn't there or football wasn't there, that you liked the campus. Does Vanderbilt, the community and the campus and the things that they offer in Nashville, does that fit your desires?
Yes, sir, it does.
I know you're going to be close to family, and you were telling me, I didn't realize this, your family is kind of south of here, and Vanderbilt would be an easy drive for your family to see you and your teammates. I thought it was cool that you talked about your teammates.
Say that again?
You were talking about how that Vanderbilt was an easy drive for your family and your teammates, and I thought that was pretty cool about the teammate. You made the teammates comment. Elaborate on that a little bit.
Well, every day in the locker room, I have a lot of UT fans in there. And, they talked about how Knoxville drive is just as easy as the Vanderbilt drive. and every day, ever since I've committed, I've gotten a lot of love from my teammates, and they're talking about how glad they are committed close to home. And they always say, make sure they get some season tickets. But this whole offer and commitment thing would never happen without my teammates. I mean, they pushed me. They competed every day at practice. And I just give a lot of credit to them on making me the athlete I am, as well as Coach Ron Sokowski.
What's the process been like for you, Alontae? I mean, when you come out of middle school into high school last year, you get thrown out there as a freshman. I think surprised a lot of people. Talk about the recruiting process and what it's like to get I guess, how humbling it, or, keeping yourself humble when you start getting these letters from colleges that people see on TV all the time saying, hey, we want you to come play for us. What's that process like? What's how many letters are you getting coming in every few weeks? How's that been? Explain that to folks who don't get to enjoy that.
Well, it's very slow, but when you're an underclassman, you have to understand that most colleges are really looking at the recent class of 2016 right now. So, it's slow, but you have to be patient about it. And I'm receiving like 2 to 3 letters a week from different schools, but you have to really stay humble about things and not really get frustrated, because you might see one school commenting about other players that are in your class, but they don't say much about you. But you have to understand that they're looking at other kids as well, and it's not just about you. You just got to stay calm and let the process happen, really, and talk to your head coach about it every once in a while and bring it up to him and ask him how everything's going. That's about it, though. Just stay patient.
Now, you talked about your head coach, and you were talking about talking with him in an earlier comment. But talk about head coach Ryan Sulkowski and what he has meant to you as a coach, as a mentor going through this process, and the support that he's given you.
Oh, he's doing real good about it. I know coming into the season when he first came here, he came to the ninth grade, the freshman, 8th grade, and came and talked to me and was telling me that I would play a lot of DB and everything. And then coming into the season, coming into week 4, I finally moved to quarterback. And later on in the year, I started getting all the high rushing yards and everything. And he started telling me about max preps. And then he started telling me about him sending out film and everything on me and the other players that we have. But he's a big resource that I come to. Coming into high school, though, before the coaching change, I was kind of second-guessing myself if I should be playing football or not with the head coach that we had previously. But he's helped a lot. He's made sure that I've stayed humbled. He's made sure that all the players around me, I've been a team leader, actually. Been making sure I'm a team leader and not getting too big-headed about things. And he's been telling me a lot about being patient and telling me the understanding of the whole recruiting process. So about it.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember this or not, but you last year, early in the year, I was doing a middle school football game that he was the color guy for, and at halftime he said, "You need to talk to this kid." And you didn't carry yourself like a kid. You're well-spoken and very mature, and he's seen something in you and pushed you, hasn't he?
Oh yes, sir. Every day at practice, he's on my tail. Every snap of the ball, as far as finishing out a play if I don't have the ball and things like that.
All right, Alontae, we've done enough of the fluff stuff. It's time to get tough with you now. I got to ask you, who's the better flag football quarterback, Trainer Jason or Coach Pearson?
Coach Pearson. Oh yeah, Coach Pearson.
Did you see any quarterbacks in flag football the other day that made you worry about your job?
Oh, I'd say Coach Micah. Definitely Coach Micah.
He looks like he could be playing in the NFL, couldn't he?
Oh, yes, sir. Tight end. Perfect.
All right. We're going to let you go. I know that you had plans. You got some fam, as the kids like to say these days. You got fam down at Franklin County. Are you still going to go see Franklin County tonight?
Yes, sir. We're on our way there now.
All right. Good deal. Good luck for that, and make sure that if lightning starts striking, that you get inside. We're going to protect you instead of anybody else, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alontae, we appreciate it as always. Hold on to our number. We'd love to hear from you sometime after a big win next week against Warren County, okay?
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
All right. That is Alontae Taylor, sophomore quarterback for Coffee County, and a Vanderbilt commitment, 4-star recruit by 24/7 Sports, and neat kid.
Would it have been unprofessional if I started to pitch Tennessee on the air?